Hi class, this is your video feedback, and I'll be going through it as a first-time user to see what it's like to navigate through your site, if I have any questions about buttons or pages, where the content should be, things like that. So I will try and look at your mobile quickly. I might not look at everybody's this time because there's quite a few of you, but um, I do want you to make sure that you are checking yours. Okay, so I will give you a sample so that you'll know what to look for when you are with yours. Okay, but I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as I can because I want you to watch everybody's. It really helps you. Okay, so we're going to jump right in, and I really love this title, Moving Forward Productions. I think the tagline is long but works. You've got plenty of padding around it. It's clear. So I think this is really good. I like this. You're really telling us, with an image that it's about the story and photography. This seems to be active and is going to the right place, and it's keeping this here. You might want it to go here, I think. Close that up. And be careful about putting your phone number on. That's for everybody. Um, you can field those calls by having them, contact you through email and then decide if you want to give them your number. Let's update this down here to 2021 and put your name. This is going to your profile, it looks like. I recommend everybody have an Instagram just because you never know. If you're going to work for a corporation on a job or anything like that, they're going to look you up, okay? So, and an Instagram, of course. So, start thinking about those if you don't have one. Okay, so here we go. Okay, friendly photo. I prefer, and this may not be something that, you may need more experience to do this, but I prefer if we're going to have a parallax scrolling where it disappears behind something, it's really nice if we see your eyes last. And that's a little hard when we've got this kind of format, but just for everyone to keep in mind. If you were to put this here, the me, you would have less scrolling, but that's up to you. Let's try not to have one word on a line. Sometimes that can be because of the reflow, but I don't think it is in this case. So you'll want to go in and manually edit that. In the future, you guys are going to want to have your own images because of the line of work that you do. Okay, so start thinking about images you can put here that are just, if you want, try and set this up and duplicate something similar, that's fine. Make sure your lighting is good and things like that. But you do want to start to veer away from any template pre-existing. Okay, but I like this too. That goes there. Okay, you do want to anchor here so we're not, running through this first and then coming up here. Mhm. Yeah, this is, you want to anchor it right there. But this is working well, and you have your asset guides. That's really great. Love that. You're consistent with your header, your fonts. That's really good and important. Okay. I'm not sure you need this. And if you don't have a blog, then we want to disable all of this. All right. So that's going to be important for you. But it's nice and simple and strong. This is good. Nothing's being covered up yet. It's falling in the right place. Again, we want to disable those pages, and we'll see. Okay. You can see that this is not breaking in the perfect spot, right? Because we can't read it where the image is and covers her face. So that's something that you'll just go in for this particular, your mobile view. You'll go in and edit that, and it shouldn't change your other image. As you can see, we're going to have to change that, right? And take out this empty space. So, you'll go in and you'll edit your mobile to make those changes. Yeah, so you don't need those back to back, right? Okay. But it's nice and clean, you have some adjustments, and that's what the month is for. Okay, so the contact doesn't seem to be going anywhere. We slide down, so you want to take out that white space. All right, great start. I'm going to move on to, okay, good, cinematography. We know exactly what you do. Let's move the contact to the end because that's a web standard. It's where people are used to finding it. Okay. We probably can get into that a little quicker to reduce some scrolling. Okay, this I think you'll want to bring up a little bit. Okay. Try not to have one word on a line by itself. This, because we have more than a few lines, it should be left aligned. Okay. Okay, bring that up a little bit like this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Nice. Let's take this off. It's not your number anyway, so let's remove that. This is linked to you. Make sure you carry your brand over, everybody, to your social media. Good. And let's see. So I think you'll want to get a different format for this. I don't know what this image looks like as a rectangle, but that might work a little bit better than cropping out in this way. It works with the design, but it doesn't work with the photo as well. So maybe you can do something else with the photo in a different shape. I mean, you're welcome to leave it, of course, but that's just my little bit on that. Anchor that here. Okay, so we have two about, so just take this out. It's not going anywhere. And that would probably come after portfolio. And then your contact's going to go over here. All right. Sometimes if things are loading slowly, it means the files are large, so make sure you optimize them. This is looking really good. We do have this overlapping here to think about. Take that off. Okay. Left align all of this. Okay. And, same things that we talked about there. Because there's quite a bit of scrolling, I think you want to fix your menu here. And then make sure it's not covering anything, any of the content here. But so that would come down a little bit. But there's a lot of scrolling, and we're not sure what we're scrolling towards. So you do need to be able to use your menu. All right, great start. I can't wait to see where this goes. All right, war room. Okay. I'm not going to push that, but I trust that that's active and working. Home. Okay, so we need these to be in a different color, okay, so that we can see them. Okay, good. Try not to have one word there. This looks good. It's legible. It's all fitting. Make sure that this, of course, is across the board. If there is nothing here, it looks like there is not, you'll want to take that empty space out. Okay. All right. Let's see here. You've got your social media over here. These need to come out, okay, because they're not actually going anywhere, so make sure those are removed. Okay. All right. I guess I feel like I'd like this to come up just a little bit. Not much, but just a wee bit. I'm not going to say left align. There's nothing to left align with on that. You know, even if that's just a little less, that's going to be a little better. Okay. Not crazy about this and this. I think this can come up. This needs to be higher contrast and darker, and we need to be consistent with our fonts. I think here we've got italic. This one is a little bigger than this, so let's be consistent. We've got 3 colors here, so you're really consistent throughout, and it's working well. But this not so much. Okay. And bring all this up a little. So less scrolling. And as far as I can tell, that's the final page. All right. Let's see. You have that in white, the header. That header's in yellow. This header's in yellow. And this one is, I'm going to overlook that, but these should be the same. I don't mind it without that slash. It's very, it looks nice, you know, against the busyness of the flames, that when it doesn't have it. But if you're going to use it, you're going to put in different ways. I think these titles do need to be consistent. Okay. This one doesn't have a drop shadow the way the other one does. Or, yeah. Okay. Great start. Great start. I do want to see a copyright down here that has your name and the date. That would be important. Okay, let's go to the beginning. I think where we have this 3D, extrapolated look here, I'm not sure that's working as well for you. It just makes it a little unclear in places. So it's not technically 3D. So I would probably try and simplify that a little bit. This is being cut off, so you'll want to make sure that is working for you. Let's see. Okay, good. It's not too much scrolling. If you're going to use this font here, go ahead and put on your desktop as well, the same way. Okay. You might not need that, right? Since there's really not much more there. Again, be consistent with those headers, all of them. And again, here you're going to, want your citation there. And, get rid of all of this and make sure your copyright is down here that you'll add in your footer. Consistently take this out, bring it up. We probably don't need email 3 times on this page. Okay. And take these off. You'll put yours there. All right. Once you get that copyright in the footer, of course, it'll be on every page. All right, great start. I can't wait to see where this is going to end up. Okay, so this one, good. This image, of course, needs to be a little higher res, right? This one's sharp. This is going there. Okay, good. It's ideal to have the same number of lines. I think in this case, well, either 4 or 5. There's a little extra space there. Not a big deal, but it's there. With just a few lines, this could be center line fine. So maybe you try and get this one down because it doesn't work as well centered aligned. This is a good shape. Those are things we look at. Okay. Okay, so home has this opening. Okay. About us. Okay. So it's laid out well, but we appear to have two about sections. So this overlaps this, not great. It's also a different font. You're really consistent with your font. It works really well. Your colors and all of that, you're doing great. But every now and then there's a little something. Okay, ideally, we don't split those words. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. So we have 2 about us, 2 mission statements. This looks like it may be bold, whereas I'm not sure that one is. You may feel like it needs to be, but it also seems like it's supposed to match. So I would definitely left align this. You can get a better straight edge between these 2. Try not to have that word by itself. Probably left align that. Okay. So this is sort of a combination of sites. It's a combination of these fonts. So I think you want to be consistent with that. And get where you're going with it. Maybe it's just this one needs to go. I feel like that probably needs to be yellow if the others are. And if you can make it one line like the others, that would be even better. Okay. But again, you only need that once. All right. Terrific start. I didn't look at the mobile on that one. I don't have access to that. Okay. All right, Timothy, nice. It has a good feel. Good, good. It's a little small font, but I can make it out. You may have to go a little bit bigger, I think. Okay. Go ahead and left align. That's a few too many lines to be centered, and this is by itself. Okay. If you're going to have square buttons, then let's be consistent with that. Let's put 2021 down there. Let's remove your phone number. This is interesting. We should carry that through. These videos may be too large, so let's make sure this isn't here covering things up. And for everybody, we want to make sure we don't have font that's covering a face. This is okay, but it's just skimming it, but this we want to fix. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure this belongs here. Okay, so as far as navigation, I need to be able to get back without hitting the back button. And this should, when I link this, it should take me home when I click on this. So link that to your home page. Okay, so those aren't working on everything. We appear to have 2 about pages. Okay, so some of it's working and some is not. Okay, so let's remove or disable, make sure that this is linking not to this page, but to the other section of your scrolling. I am not, so this page is an issue. I'm not a big fan of drop-down menus. However, I think in this case, it would be better for you maybe not to have this line and to just have the 3 here. It's not really going to cover up content. That's the main thing. Okay, so I think you see where some things need to happen a little bit. All right, let's see this. Okay, these could probably go down at the bottom, I think. This off. You might be able to tighten this space up in places for less scrolling here, maybe. Okay, so you see what needs to happen, I think. Okay. Make sure you have your asset guides there. Make sure all of your videos are optimized so they're not too large. Okay, all right. So just some organization. a little bit of cleanup, and you're very close. Okay, Jasmine. Let's take a look at those buttons here, right? Okay. So I think it would be good not to have this, but to just anchor to here. Just have this. Go ahead and put this on the whole line. So this, break here and bring that around. So that it's on one line. Let's take your number off. Put a copyright down there. If you're going to have something capped like these two, I'm not sure that you can get away with having both uppercase here, all uppercase and upper lower here. So check that. This image back here isn't helping. You're going to be better off with just the black. And then try and find your own photos, however, right? Let's take this bar out. Okay. This font seems different from this, because it is, and that. So your book online should probably seem a little more, I don't mind the blue, but I think the black is better than this. And you want to keep in mind the font that you have been using. It would be great if this could break right here, but I'm not sure where you would say book online unless it's down here, which would be inconsistent, but it would still be better for this page. But there's a issue here. Okay. All right. Be better if it was more like this. So I think this could go black as well across the top there. A little hard to read. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't seem take all this space out. And I'll take this out. This is template. Okay. Okay. And these are not linked to yours, so either link them to yours or remove those, and I recommend having a LinkedIn and an Instagram for you. Okay, bring those to the bottom. You can shorten this, get in touch for additional information is probably sufficient. Left align, cut that down a little. Let's get that professional headshot there and take all this out. I don't mind the way this is done. Eventually, when you have selected clients, you can do that. And cut that down. Okay. Watch where things are breaking. All right, good start. Okay, I think the logo would need to be much bigger. Okay, so we can see it. Let's take out some of this space, maybe some of this headroom here, crop that image a little bit. Nice alignment. Okay. Maybe a little smaller if you can. I'm not sure you can. You have it full width. Always make sure your thumbnails, you watch what's happening with those, okay? Okay. Because these have different names, than yours, this is a placeholder. Okay, good. Make sure you're choosing, clear images. This one's clearer than this. Okay. Let's be careful about overlapping. Doing this. Consider having your phone number. Okay, so bring this up. Let's get into that a little quicker. That means you're going to anchor it up here. That off. You might close this up a little bit. These are tight. Okay, great start. Let's see. Maybe cut this down. And maybe it would be good, I think, let's move the contact over to the right. That will break differently. You'll put it here, and then it will automatically probably show up there. This is a good background color. These two colors work well together, so keep that in mind. That you can see what needs to happen. Okay. Hey, Kevin, miss seeing you, buddy. We've been away for 15 months, for heaven's sake. We've got a lot of different font styles going on, so we need to simplify that, right? We've got this one. Good job having that down there. But we've got this font and, you know, this. So we need to do something about that. The contact always goes at the end. Try not to have one word by itself. Okay. Okay, so let's disable that page. You don't need it. All right. Okay, just the right amount of content. Make sure you have friends read it through and see if it sounds like you, looks like you. Maybe this needs to push over a little bit just because it's sort of competing with these. They're not quite aligned. I just want to see all of our friends here. Austin. Yep. Aw. Yep. It's all our friends. Okay. Let's check your mobile. Move that down. Good. You could probably cut that so there's less scrolling on your mobile page. Okay. Okay, so you do have that here. This will be centered. Let's see. This, if you can get that on this page, maybe a little smaller so we're not splitting up so much, I think. Okay. All right. All right, so disable that. All right. Look forward to seeing the next iteration. Okay. Ovals, good. Okay, you're being consistent with your style. Try not to have that break up, especially when it's your name. Good, 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 good. Good. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Make sure your thumbnails are not cropped, the lettering's not cropped, and that you've chosen the best thumbnail you can. It's good. There's not a lot of scrolling. You've got it all here. That's smart. Okay. Okay. All right. I feel like this needs to push over a little bit, and these would close up just a little so that these are more by themselves. And if you have them here, you won't need them in both places, so just choose one. Okay, this is looking good, easy to read. You've got everything above the scroll. You don't have a lot of wasted space, but you've got enough. Okay. Okay, a little bit of space underneath quote. Okay. Okay, so we have two different contacts. Usually it's less orderly than you have it, but we really just need to link to one. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. I don't have the mobile, so be sure to check that out and make sure that it's laid out properly. All right. Okay. Okay. This probably could go somewhere else, it appears to be in the navigation, and that's long for a navigation. Okay. Okay, so check all your spelling everywhere. Okay. Make sure those are correct. I think this might need to be a cap. We'll want to replace all the templates. Okay, remove all of this. Okay. If it is Salvation Pictures Network, then move this up here, I think, because it's not uppercase. And how about we just have that as, if this is the home, we need to have this up here. Okay, it can either be up here or over here, and then we don't need this. You can have this maybe up here. I think this is probably not the place for this video. I think we want to first figure out exactly what you're about and then put that with your work page. Okay. So go through and look at the others and you'll see some of the things that need to happen. Let's move this over to the right. Let's rename those so that you have an about and a works page and a contact page. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see. Kern. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad that this is easier to read. I think you probably changed that font. Make sure this isn't by itself, and let's reword this. I know this is the template, but it really isn't well written, so we can create creative projects together. Isn't the best. Let's consider taking your phone number off. Okay, so the contact could do, this page could be a little better. Maybe you need a little more, but maybe this needs to not have so much, be edited down, and maybe this needs to come up because right now it's breaking at a funny place on the page and it's overlapping with that too. So that's something you want to look at. Could be that this is just really long and this needs to come down here if it's going to have a problem there. Okay, so I do want to be able to get to your videos up here also. Okay, so not just here. So you have them on your home page. If I select home, that needs to be able to get me back to where we were, which is here. Okay. Yeah. This homepage is your only works page, so think about that. Resume would be good for you, a resume page, and you need some asset guides for all of these things. Okay, to tell us a little bit about these things. All right. Okay, make sure this isn't overlapping. Again, maybe if you wrap it, it will work. If you break here, close up all that space. And I do think you're going to need another page, and make sure that this breaks here. Here we've got that original font. It doesn't work, does it? It's hard to read. And the break isn't working here. All right. Okay. Good start. Okay, let's be careful with the different kinds of fonts. We have this font. It may be similar, but in bold. We've got this one, all caps, and then upper lower caps. I don't mind this with this, but now we've kind of added others, and that, you know, you're going to need a hierarchy, so you're going to have a large header, and then something like that could be a subheader. This isn't so much of a subheader. It isn't quite, it's very close to this size, and because they're apart, we can't really see that it's that distinct. So we've got this stacking going on, and we want to group. So the meet the staff, you know, maybe that needs to be another page. Let's left align all of these and edit this one down to where it is 5 lines like the others. Eventually, you want all your images to look like they were taken at the same time, from the same angles and things. These are very different, so they don't look like you so much work together as separately. So that's just something to think about. Go through and use a spell check. It's pretty good, but you've got an extra S there, just an accident. And we have another font here. Let's bring this, if you're going to have a quote, let's bring it up, the name here. I'm not sure we need to put your name for something that is on your site that you're saying. Let's bring this image up. I think you're going to be better off without this rainbow background, unless it extends all the way and red isn't really working with it. It's not in the same family. So I would think about that, and yeah, you could use white up here and not have that bar. Okay, so this is not underlined, but this is, so I'm not sure you need to do that. Let's bring this up, take out some of this space, and okay. Then, you know, I think, okay, this much space, that much space. Okay. The spacing is pretty good. I think maybe this needs to be a little bigger, or break that line to where it isn't quite overshooting so much. You know, this is a different size than these. In some ways you're not going to be able to do anything about it, but maybe you need to take a little space out, okay, of the top. Just a little. Not so much here, just a little bit. All right. All right. Okay, again, you want to bring this up, not too much, but you want this, you want to close that up. It's not that it doesn't look good, it's just isn't meaningful. We need to get this up. And this color, maybe, you know, you choose something like this. These need to be linked to your own. And change that, take that number off. Okay, let's get rid of all this spacing. All right, okay, I don't have your mobile, so I can't give you feedback on that. All right, looking forward to seeing some of that. Yeah, we need to maybe get this at the bottom here or something. It's just something's not working. It's not working with all of this. Okay, you'll get it. You'll get it. Okay. Media group. Filmmakers. Let's make sure that this is a darker color so we can read it. And okay. All right, these feel like they go together. One difference is, you'll notice, just something to think about. These have open lines, it's lines and it's open in places. And this feels open in places. And we've got this, you know, square shape. This feels a little heavier line than this, and it's not open as much. So, you know, you can fix that. Definitely make it a lighter weight, just a little. And, you know, you could open this too. It may be that it's, okay, if you want these things to fit together. And your icons do need to match. Okay. Let's watch the fonts. Left align this. I don't think that needs to go there. I think it could end right there. This is overlapping content. So think about that if you want this to be fixed. To freeze that, also, I don't have a navigation. Okay. That I can easily see. So let's see what happens. Okay. So when you freeze that, your navigation will stay here. Okay. And they don't have to scroll up and go to that. Make sure. Okay, we don't need that twice on a page like on the other one. Okay. Take that off. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You'll work that out. It's not too bad, but it is covering some things up. Okay. We've got a few different fonts going on. So you'll streamline that, and of course you'll watch for your word breaks. This needs to close in a little bit. I'm not sure it's the right font there. Too many. Left align. Okay, so go through. You get the idea. We've looked at the other sites, so you know what you need to look at. Placeholder. Brandon, we want to make sure we use your work. Close this up. And group these sections a little more and update that. Okay, we want to get straight into work. And is this your work? Okay. Group that. And you might as well take that number off. Okay. Let's close that up a little bit, take out the number, and we wouldn't need it down here. So if it's going to be, you could make your footer have a little less content in it, a little shorter. I like this. Maybe bring it up just a little. But you won't need it there if you have it here, so you can make some choices. We do want to get into it quicker. We're having to scroll to find out what we're looking for, and so when a client and site visitor selects the contact page, then that's a promise we make to them that that's what they're going to find when they get there. They can see this. It's not a lot of scrolling, and it's not too busy, but do keep it in mind. Okay. Okay. I do like these colors, so if that's something you like, that should be a part of your style guide. Okay, let's close that up. And I'm looking for this, but I can't find it. And it needs to be there. So we want to be consistent with our fonts. Take this out. I want to see the menu. You probably want to put Cold Mountain Productions up here, okay, instead. And make that a little shorter as far as the wording. Okay, close up some gaps and things. Okay, all right. Look forward to seeing that again. Okay. Okay, great shot. Okay. Not too repetitive. Okay. This probably needs a little more contrast there. And I'm wondering, do you have your asset guides with these? Make sure we change the titles of your images, all right, so that that's not showing up like that. And good. Probably don't need that behind there. I think I do want to see your navigation. And yeah, check it out. Try fixing it, freezing it, and see if you like it or not. I think you want to tell us a little bit more. It does say photo and video, but I don't get a real clear idea until I come down here. I guess this feels more like a welcome page, and maybe this should be up here too, like a logo or your name. Okay, that would be helpful. So I can get some branding attachment here. Watch all the fonts, the different styles. Okay. All right. Okay. You might want to have a separate page for that. It takes us a while to loop through everything. You've got a blue back there. I like it, but obviously it's slowing things down, and this is hard to read here. So you need a little higher contrast, a little bit of space there. A little higher contrast there. It's okay, but could be better. Good, 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 good. Okay. And I lose my navigation. Okay, so play around with the mobile and see what needs to happen there. That probably doesn't need to be there. You'll need to have your social media maybe down there, but I think this needs definitely to have this frozen to where we can have that, and this needs to be contrast better, right? All right, I kind of want to see your name up here, but let's see what you think. Okay, Brian. You could just put cinematography, or that would be fine. We have different fonts here. I think in parentheses is something that we don't need because we need to just tell them instead of, and I do that a lot too in my writing, sort of like a subtext, but we need to just tell them what it is. I do it less and less as I get older. Again, let's rewrite that, and this font never works. It's because the strokes are so fine, you see. That is why. So, do you need the box? I'm not sure because we're touching in places. Try to be careful with where your thumbnails are so that they're not cutting content. This is being broken up, so I think we want to clear that. Okay. Okay, let's change that text, that font. Everywhere you see it, we need to simplify that. Let's get into this quicker. Okay, this could be bigger. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so here's the thing. We want to make sure these are embedded because what we end up doing is sending site visitors away from our site into YouTube. And we know what a black hole of time YouTube is. The likelihood that they will come back isn't as great as if it, they will hang around a little more if it is embedded. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is a great shot with the black and the white. So look for thumbnails that are in that family. Okay, all right. So a little bit of work there. Bring this bigger. This isn't yours, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all that space. So go ahead and look through all of this. And I feel like we have two of these. So you want to clean that up a little. It just feels that way, but and if this is going to be your header, just use it throughout that style. Okay, put about. Okay, you're going to fix that. And left align everything and take that space out. Okay, this is really stacked. It's a little too busy. Okay, so we want to eliminate some of this. Bring all this down into your footer, perhaps, for one thing. And try not to let that break, so you'll have to probably have a smaller, cleaner font that can have that on the one line by itself. All right. Okay, everybody, thank you. And if you have any questions, please contact me. Make sure that you implement all of the changes for your revision. It's possible that somebody can make a 100 on their draft, but that does not mean you'll make a 100 on the revision or that it is complete. It simply means that you met the benchmarks for this particular week. So make sure that you implement everything, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with.